Hey y'all, my apologies. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's time for Mom Chat. I'm your girl, Kaywanda Lamb, the winning single mom, aka the lady you need to be asking all your questions about managing motherhood, making more money as a single mom, and winning at life. That's what I'm here to help you do. What's up, y'all? Hey, Tashelle. Hey, sis. So let me bring Insta on. So I figured tonight we might not have as many folks because I don't know, do y'all blog? How many of y'all out there blogging? But one of the ladies in my mom group, and then also on the page, I said, hey, what do y'all want to talk about this Sunday for Mom Chat now that I'm back from my little work K? It wasn't really a vacay, a little work K. And she was like, how do you monetize your blog? And I said, okay, I can talk about that a little bit, but we're going to have some real tea. Hey, sis, how you doing? Hey, Catherine. Hey, Victoria. How you doing, sis? Let me try to bring Insta in. Oop, 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 oop. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Just because I do this doesn't mean I'll forget how to do this. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Hey, everybody. What's up, Instagram? Everybody say hello. Throw me some hearts up, some little smiley faces to let me know you're on. Today, we want to talk about blogging and how to monetize your blog. And y'all know I'm blind. So, don't get me if I don't see what you're saying. I'm going to check in a second. Hey, brother, what's up? And so tell me where you're from. Tell me what's going on, what you're drinking. I got my Yeti with some ice water in it because y'all know I get to talking and need to remember to take a sip. What's up, brother? How y'all doing? Lots of good things this week. I had a great little work K in Playa del Carmen this week. Many of you know I'm an educator by day and that I speak Spanish. Been teaching Spanish for going on 15 years and a student of it for over 20. And so that's what I do, right? Among other things. And so I want to talk about blogging, and the importance of it when you're wanting to start online. Okay. There are these folks who say blogging is dead, and the way that it was done 10 years ago, sure, probably is, right? And so we all have to learn how to change with the time. So, hey, Instagram, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Love you, brother. One of the moms, like I was saying earlier, wanted to know how to monetize her blog. And so I hope she comes on today because this is for her. And then we're going to do some Ask Me Anything. So you have single mom questions on dating, parenting, discipline, budgets, finances, starting a biz, throw them out there. I'll be glad to answer them. So we're going to do this thing for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to let y'all have y'all Sunday. But Mom Chat is like having office hours with me, right? So come on, engage, tell me what you're drinking. One of my friends who I absolutely love, him and his wife, Mr. Paul Carrick Brunson, he used to do these things. What did he call them? Mentor Mondays. And we get together on a Monday, all the folks he was mentoring around the US. And the big thing was tell him what you're drinking. And he would always have his favorite beverage. And so I just think it would be so cool if we started having a little beverage on Mom Chat. But I can't have one because I got to teach. But you can have one. And I'll get happy with you telling me what you're drinking. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into it. Blogging. What is blogging? Well, when you go to Google and you type in a search for best restaurants in Dallas, when you do that, you're typing in some text into Google, and Google's bots go immediately within 0.2 seconds and pull up the best restaurants in Dallas. Now, how do you know they're the best restaurants? Well, folks have written articles on it. They've blogged about it. They talked about it. And they've probably said best restaurants in Dallas in that description. And that's how it magically appears. So the secret to blogging and getting traffic is knowing who you're talking to, what you're talking about, and being certain to write about those things. Because although technology has come a mighty long way, those bots and that fancy algorithm, they still need to read what you type. So for people who are saying that blogging is dead, well, the way that it used to be done, and how rich folks used to get just like that may not still be around, but it's still important for you to put out content. We call that content, so that people like you and me who are looking for it, well, doggone it, how do I get my life together? Oh my God, these kids are driving me crazy. Kaywanda has written 2 books for you. right? Kaywanda has written ebooks. Kaywanda has free things. Kaywanda has for pay things on her website at kaywandalamb.com, where she is the #1 single parenting expert in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, according to Kaywanda and lots of other people, right? So as I'm saying this to you, I'm hoping that you're catching that the way that I worded that was so that people could find me. And I didn't say #1. I didn't say #1, right? But you will definitely find me under Dallas Single Parenting Expert if you go to Google. And so why would I do that? Because I want people in Dallas to find me. In fact, I did a speaking engagement last year in Shreveport. It was so much fun. I had so much fun. It was a 3-day long speaking engagement. And they found me on Google. And then they researched me. And the guy was like, I've been on your page about a month before I contacted you, just to make sure you were who you said you were. And so it's super important if you're thinking about starting a business and you're going to have a blog on your website where you're hopefully discussing what that business is about and how you help your customer. You're putting content out there so that people who are looking and deciding whether or not they want to work with you will know based on what they see if you're what they need. Does that make sense? If that's helping you, give me a heart, give me a tab. Hey, Carla Whitlock, what's up? One of my besties from high school and life who understands the single parenting thing. Hey, Pamela Loves Jones. What's up, everybody? Daryl, see how y'all doing? So, real quick, I wanted to talk about how we monetize our blog, but I wanted to just give anybody out there who's working on their blog, who's thinking about blogging. I met a guy this week in Playa, while I was out there working my fingers to the bone, creating goodness for y'all. He was like, I'm thinking about blogging. And I was like, okay, what would your blog be about? And when he said it, I was like, I wouldn't be a reader of that. But that's okay because I'm not his audience. Somebody somewhere is going to want to read about that, and he's an expert. So don't let people tell you that your idea is crazy. Just go and find your people, right? So anyway, I'm hoping that I'm giving you something good here. Hey, Shaniqua Garvin, how you doing, sis? Okay, so blogging. I started blogging in December of 2013. Okay, I hit publish on my first blog post. And I, by the way, use WordPress.org. I started out with WordPress.com. It's free. I think they have now, maybe you can pay for little upgrades and things. But the reason why I went to .org is because if you want to monetize your blog, and I know some of y'all have figured out how to do that without going to .org, if you want to monetize your blog, it's important to be self-hosted. And so I pay a hosted company. That means I can hold more stuff on my website. I have more bandwidth. I can have, when you go to my website, there's a little freebie that I'm giving away, 9 ways to save money as a single mom. When you click that, it puts you into my email list. It's important to have an email list if you're trying to be in business online. That way you can communicate with your customer, send them great tips, advice, information, and also from time to time, tell them what you have that's for purchase that will help them go further, faster in their lives, right? So that's why I recommend, if you're going to take blogging seriously, to really do your research and figure out which one of those is best for you. Like I said, I started out with .com, and there's a reason for that. There are lots of people who figured out ways to just, I just like blogging on this topic, and I want my kids to be able to look at this website in my classroom, and hey, I just like taking pictures and I want the world to see it. It's my hobby. I mean, hey, do what you do. But if you're wanting to monetize it, most of us move over to .org. Look into that, start where you need to start. I hope this is helping somebody. I need to get back on my monetization. Yes, girl, yes. Okay, so in the beginning, I'm very creative, but my eye for design, this is about as good as it gets. You understand? I love me some pink, some black and white, honey. I love me some red. Listen, now I could dress now for some success. You understand? Me and some heels, I could do it. But when it comes to making my website pretty and making my graphics pretty, I need help with that. I need somebody else to do that. So in the beginning, I was trying to do all my stuff myself. And yeah, I had to go get some help, but that's all right. You start where you can and you start where you are. But so I was like, okay, do I want to be author? Do I want to just be blogger? Do I want to be blogger and author? And at the time I felt like I needed to choose. And so I kind of focused in on blogging, and I wanted to monetize it by working with brands. And I did, right? So, and by the way, I in no way have this humongous million people following, but I was doing pretty good with my little 1,500 to 2,000 visitors a month, you know? And so to brands, that means something. And so people will pay you. And so I've had some brand partnerships where I had to take pictures of using their products. And I really only say yes to things that I would really use, that I would really like. And so there are a lot of folks who review a lot of things. And I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to just be constantly reviewing. Although I do like that. I do enjoy that if it's something I believe in and I think it will help my audience. And so you have to decide what you want to do. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love people who do that. So you have to decide, okay, do I want to write this blog as a piece to show that I am the expert? Okay, and that goes alongside the services or products that I'm offering. Or do I want to write this blog and I want to monetize it and I want to work with other brands and businesses to showcase their products to my audience that I build up? So I'm saying this to you because I didn't start out thinking like that. Does it make sense? But along the way, I was like, I would like to monetize my blog. How do I do that? Right? And so I love you. I love all my moms. I love my dads. I love y'all. So when I started writing, when I started blogging, I did it just because people kept asking me, how do you raise these boys so well? How do you go to school? How have you done all of this? How are you happy? You know? And I was like, let me tell you and let me encourage you. And it just felt so great. And so I did that for a year, and I was like, people are getting their lives and I'm getting thank you. Maybe I should figure out how to monetize this. And so that's when I started going to conferences and researching. And so I've taken lots of courses, and I've done lots of research, and, you know, spent money and traveled and done all this stuff to tell you what I'm telling you now. I know it sounds so simple, but I want you to really listen to what I'm saying. So when you're putting yourself out there into the world, don't just be like Kaywanda for a year. I want to do this. Type. This is amazing. Oh my God, yes, girl. You got your life. I love it. You know, figure out a way to do that, and then also to be able to say, you know what, if you like that, girl, come on over here. Let me show you something else I got that's going to really take you to the next level, because this is life, right? So all of us have jobs. People who are watching me, whether you work for yourself, you work for somebody else. Listen, you go and do 40 hours worth of work somewhere and not get paid for it. And tell me how you feel. Come on, tell me, type in how you going to feel if you did 40 hours worth of work somewhere and you didn't get paid for it. Okay, so I started to be like, okay, I know, God, you told me this was purpose, but I'm losing sleep. I'm answering messages. I'm taking phone calls. I'm doing a whole bunch, and I'm not getting paid for this, right? So I need to figure out how to do that, because somebody else who is not as qualified as me is over and isn't giving all that I'm giving. Is over here. To say, is this how it's supposed to be, Jesus? Right. Y'all get what I'm saying? So this is why I've been saying, when I'm talking about starting your own side hustle or your business, that it is good to be paid your worth. It is good to be paid for the value that you bring and that you put into people's lives. That is a very good thing. And as women, especially, you know, women who were like me, raised in the church, taught to be givers, nurturers, taking care of everybody, sometimes that's a hard thing, because you're like, how do I put a price on changing somebody's life? How do I do that? Right? And so, you know, there's that. And you're going to have to work through that. That's called mindset. You got to get your mindset together. And the quicker you can get it together, honey, the quicker you can change your life and your babies' lives. So I say this as a woman who did a whole bunch of giving, okay? And I'm like, hold up, I need to change my boy's life too, right? So sit down, make a real plan. Actually think about, what's the topic that's hot? What's the topic that's important? What's the group that I want to be able to talk to? Because you can't just say, oh, my blog is for everybody. No, it's not. Because remember when I started out in my example, I said best restaurants in Dallas. We got lots of restaurants here. Some of them are not the best. And then there are those that are. And if they have any kind of clout that proves they are the best, okay, those 5 stars, those 4.5 stars, Zagat ratings, all of that, they can put that in there so that when folks are looking for the top 10 and they've been in the Dallas Observer as one of the ones you need to try, have that out there. That's that social proof that we all need. And so when we're looking them up, we're like, oh yeah. When it was my birthday this year, I wanted to do something different. Me and my bestie, I didn't want to do a big party because, I'm usually the one cooking because I can burn. And then I'm like, it's my birthday. Why am I cooking? Why am I doing this? And I didn't want a big whoop-de-doo. And I didn't want to have a whole bunch of people saying, yes, I'm coming. And then lots of cancellations and mess and drama. I wanted to keep it chill, but I wanted a nice steak. And so I went to Google and I was like, top shelf, okay, steakhouses in Dallas. And then I started going down the line, and then I started looking at the websites, and then I was all on looking at the reviews. This is what people are doing when they're looking for you. And if you're going to get into blogging, you must know about SEO, search engine optimization. That's the only way I was able to see those top restaurants, go to their website, and then be able to look around and decide. And by the way, we went to Chamberlain's and it was delicious, amazing. And we're like, we need to come back. Okay. And so I'm saying this to you so that you don't just say, and it's okay if you just want to do it as a passion project. It's okay if you just want to do it as a hobby. It might take off and the world might love it. But search engine optimization means that when we create our blog posts, we also use certain types of keywords. And that way Google is able to read our blog posts and let people know, this blog is about this website is about this. And so when you get into blogging and you get serious about it, there are things that we do that's not so sexy. Like today is a content day for me. I'm going to be typing some more tonight, and I'm going to be writing some more tonight, and I'm going to make sure at the end that it can be read by Google. And so that you can find it. And some mama out there who is at her wit's end and is freaking out because her and the dude just got a divorce. He don't want to give her any money yet. She got to take him to court, and she's trying to figure out how she's going to take care of these kids. And she finds my website and she realizes that she can do it anyway because Kaywanda did it on way less than what she's working with right now, on way less. In a $200 apartment with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Okay. All right. For a while, until Kaywanda moved him to a $500 apartment, and then to one that was higher than that. Always nice, always clean, okay, on the level. So I made it through that. You can too. See what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Know who your audience is. Please do the work. Please do the work before figuring out what your messaging is, who you're talking to. And my messaging has changed a little bit over the years. It's always been to my single mothers, but as I've gotten to talking to women, I've realized exactly what kind of single mom I want to talk to, right? So I'm faith-based. Everybody who knows me knows I love Jesus. And if you do not watch me, I'll fool around and preach. And I have to hold myself, okay, from going down the other rabbit hole into preaching you into your destiny. So I have to stay on task, right? But that's who I am. And people who also have that relationship with God get me, right? Which is why I wrote a devotional as my second book. And which is why in the first book, there's a whole chapter on Boaz and Ruth on godly dating, okay? We had to break the whole book of Ruth down, sure did. And so it helps you get to know me, right? Now, that does not mean you won't see a little some every now and again, but we keeps it holy. As much as we possibly can. All right. Because I like to live and honor God, and the fact that he listen, y'all, took me up out of some mess, kept me sane through some hell. When I tell y'all it was hell, I thought I was going to lose my mind. But there was this little ounce of faith, and this other ounce of my babies will live. I had 2 ounces left. And I made it on those 2 ounces. And I'm telling you that you will too, but you gotta sit down and make a plan. All right. So blogging, that was an example of how I write, how I talk to my audience, right? How I'm giving some practical steps. And then I'm also encouraging them at the same time. That's me. That's my specialty, right? And so you have to figure out what your thing is. I mean, maybe you're really good at tech. right? Maybe that's your thing you do for your regular job and you're really into gadgets. Awesomely Lovey. She has like the tech side, and then she has her amazing crack us all up side. We miss Game of Thrones and her recaps. But she just burst to stardom and fame by just writing her blog and doing what she did. Now, she wasn't just doing it for fun. She realized as well, okay, I need to monetize this. Right. And so go check her out. Awesomely Lovey. Love You Jai. She has amazing podcast with her friend, Yvonne Orji is hilarious. They're just ones to follow. I love them both. All right. So the point that I'm saying to you is look at the great people who are out there doing the thing that you want to do. Figure out what are some things you can learn, right? Because my mentor always says success leaves clues, and it does. Success leaves clues. So look at people who are successful. In no way saying mock them, what's the word? Mimic them, right? Please do not go on people's websites and copy and paste what they've written, word for word. Just don't even look at it to rewrite it in your own words. Be original with your content. If you like something somebody's done, ask them if they would like to be a guest contributor to your blog, and if you can use something, because you do not want to get into trouble with attorneys and copyright and all of that. So if you're going to get into this blogging, think about how you want to do it. Like I was saying earlier, if you're going to do reviews, if you're going to work with brands, right? You want to establish yourself in a niche. I say niche, but I'm going to say niche because in the last 2 years, everybody started saying niche. I'm country, it's niche. Okay, it's been niche my whole life. I'm a business management major. We've been saying niche since 1995, but I'm gonna give y'all niche because y'all done learned a little French. All right. I'm goofy, and then I'm serious, okay? It's Kaywanda, it's all Kaywanda. So the thing is, you gotta know who you're talking to. And so I know my mamas, I love my mamas. We get each other, we can connect, you understand? And so I'm always thinking, what can I write that my people need? What can I write that I hear a mom's going through this and like, this is gonna really bless somebody, right? And so always paying attention. I was so bad in the beginning that I would be out like happy hour, and then we go out dancing somewhere with my girlfriends, and they're like, get off your phone. And I'm like, no, because this is what I feel like doing. Get off your phone. I'm like, y'all do what y'all doing. I done danced a little bit, okay? I cut a rug a little bit, you understand? And I got to get this out of me. I'm in the club. Yes, Christian woman was in the club. Typing a blog post. You understand? Because see, I'm Kaywanda wherever I go. Y'all ain't gonna ever catch me out of pocket doing nothing I don't want to do. Be clear. Be clear. Be very clear. Hey. Yes, Lovey is amazing. Oh, thanks. You know, I do my best, trying to be encouraging. The struggle is real. Lovey was great when I met her back in 2015. I haven't met her yet. I can't believe I haven't met her yet. But super love her. She's awesome. Hey, Kelly Jackson. How y'all doing, China? Yes, I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, give a girl a heart. If you have a friend who needs to be listening to this, share it. Okay, so the whole world of blogging is really this world of everybody showcasing what they know. Okay, there are millions of blogs out there now. It's very different. I started 6 years ago. There are people who started 4 years before me, and they were getting millions of followers. And I'm like, oh my God, because I started 4 years late, what's the deal? So I went on this journey to figure out what is it that I don't know that they know, right? And so the thing is putting out really good content. I used to do a lot of blog posts and I didn't do that search engine optimization. I was like, oh, I don't care. I just want it on my site. And I just want to put this good word into the world, right? But everybody's not seeing it because I didn't optimize it, search engine optimization, okay? And so Google does this thing called Google Analytics, and those two are two very different things. My friends, like Yoast SEO is really good, all-in-one SEO. Those are companies that will help optimize your blog posts, and they're plugins. So Yoast, I actually use Yoast, I like them. I've also used all-in-one SEO, I like them too. Right now I currently have Yoast on all my sites. And would you believe I have 8 domains? I have 8 freaking domains, people. So I'm just saying, when you get into this thing, you get into this thing. And so so don't come be mad at me when you're like, I'm gonna do another blog, Kaywanda. I have one in this niche and one over here. Hey, it's addictive. And you end up being a content producer, and you end up being a person who is really trying to change the world and put goodness into the world, hopefully. And at the same time, earn a living, earn some additional income for you and your family. All right, so real quick, I gave you that little background. Let me talk to you about some reasons. This will be quick. Reasons to blog. Okay, again, like I said, share what you know. You want to connect with others. You're just doing it for fun. I was doing, those were all my main three. Another reason would be to earn income, to monetize it, right? Some folks these days are just like, I just want to monetize my blog. That's it. They come out the gate knowing it. I wish I had been one of those people and then gave back to the world too. Can we be real? Can we be real? Can I keep it real? I just want to keep it real with y'all today. And then the last thing is also blogging helps you to establish yourself as an authority. Okay. And so it is definitely something that was pulling at my heart, something that I said, wow, I've been trying to write a book for 1.5 years and I never quite finished it. But when I finally got tired, this was the first book. When I finally got tired and I was like, people need this. People really need this. People keep asking me for things, but I know it's going to be in the book. And then me writing that book, now behind my name, instead of just Masters of Art, okay, that ought to have been a really big deal, M.A., Kaywanda Lamb, M.A., but that wasn't enough, right? Now we have author. Then we added speaker, okay, now, coach, okay, and then now there's podcaster, right? Many, many, many hats, and there's always educator, right? I'm always teaching and educating. And so many hats, all because of that one location on the web, okay? So all of that comes out of blogging. Okay, so now people know how to reach me. You want somebody to come and set your conference on fire and get your women ignited, call me. You see what I'm saying? And that's not something that blogging did. That was always there. But now people are able to find me. Does that make sense? So not just having a website with what I offer, having a website with the place where you see words from me, information from me, real tips, real life, real stories from me. So now you get a glimpse into who I am. Does that make sense? Okay, so blogging helps you do all of that. All right, so the tips that I gave you, so those were the reasons why to blog. Tips that I gave you is to know your audience, get your messaging down. I used to say that when I first started out, y'all, it was like, what was the name of it? Oh my God, I should look this up because it's been 6 years. And I changed it that first year. When I first started on WordPress.com, it was single parenting is hard.wordpress.com. Yeah, it was single parenting is hard, which is why I used to always say, but do it anyway. So if you look back, if you go all the way down to my beginning blog posts, you'll see that I always ended them with do it anyway. And I still do that. Sometimes you'll see on my posts all up and down social, if you're new to me, you'll be like, why is she saying do it anyway? Because that was the beginning phrase that I always use. That was my little catchphrase. And it was like the mantra for me and anybody who believed in what I believed in. Like, this life sucks sometimes, but I need you to do it anyway because it's hard right now, but it's going to get better if you push. And you know what? You deserve to push through and see what the end is going to be. And your babies deserve for you to push through and see what the end is going to be. Does that make sense? Listen, and I want all my jewels, all my crowns this side of heaven and then on the other side. I want to see what this sacrifice has been for. And you know what? I was looking at my beautiful boys today who get on my nerves and they smell. Oh, Lord, they smell. When I came back from Playa this week, I was on a tirade, a full one, people. Because 17 and 19, they stink. And I was like, so y'all knew I was up in the air. And I even messaged you about clean my house, make sure my house is clean, make sure my dishes are washed. And I get up in here and I'm like, so nothing, nobody, nothing. I mean, nothing, right? But I was looking at my beautiful babies and I'm just like, God, you brought us through. Because I looked at those little faces, I could still see me crying in the kitchen. And I'm gonna give you the tips. But I can still see me crying in the kitchen. That's what fuels me. When me and this dude broke up, I found out about all these women. I'm still in this $200 a month, 1-bedroom apartment where I got a queen size bed that I bought. Everything in there I bought with my own money in 1998. And this is 2002, newbornish, on one hip, 2-year-old hanging on my legs. And I'm crying. I mean, my face is so wet. I'm just tearing up. I'm cooking at the stove and I'm crying. crying and crying. And I'm just like, but I was a good girl. I worked hard. I had great grades. I was a good person. How did this happen to me? I have no idea how it's going to end from here. But all I know is I'm going to keep on putting one foot in front of the other one. One foot, just one step at a time. And I'm going to make it through somehow. And I cried a whole lot more days after that than I should have cried over that Negro. That's all right, because one day I looked up and I was no longer crying. One day I looked up and I was ready for the next stage, ready for the next move, ready for purpose, ready for destiny, ready for new love. Hallelujah. Okay. Ready to get my life together. Instagram, I hope y'all not seeing more than y'all supposed to be seeing. You can't tell on this. And somebody better have told me if y'all was seeing a little bit too much. Okay. But the point is, I put that in my writing. I put that in my writing. So if you're going to write, give us your personality. Give us your personality. Show us who you are. I've always been an educator. This is 15 years in, right? And so I was like, how much will I tell? How much can I tell? Will the people get on my nerves about it? And I know they look me up. They look me up because I look them up. Okay. I Google districts. If I'm going to try to come over and work for you, I want to see what y'all about. That's fine. Google me. You ain't going to find nothing but an upstanding citizen, because that's what I do. Okay. But the point is, it took a while for me to say how much of my story will I share. So you don't have to tell all your business now. Don't tell the stuff that's just too much that people really don't need to know. But the things that allow your readership to know whatever the thing is that you're trying to teach them, that you put in, right? And so when you read every now and again, you might get a, okay, girl. You might get a listen, Linda, in there, and then it's very educated all the rest of the way through after five degrees almost, right? 4 of them in a principal certification. She's smart. She's just country. And so what's another tip? Another tip is create really good content. So right now, this is content, right? This is content. Some of y'all, you got stuff to do. Y'all get tired. We all ADD. We hop off. We go here. We go there. Something buzzes. That's fine. But if somebody just happens to come across this later on, they'll sit in there watching and be like, oh my gosh, she is zany, but she just dropped some good nuggets. This is content, right? So content doesn't just have to be your blog. You can take your videos, put them on your website. I will be putting a lot of mine on YouTube. I used to do that. And then remember, when you put it on YouTube, you need to type in the description what it's about, because what are we talking about? We're talking about SEO. So, they can't read your words. They're sophisticated, but they're not there yet. These little robots, right? They can't read what you're saying. They read what you type. They're reading your text. And so this is why it's important to be very detailed, to put in good stuff, and to make sure it's really what it's about and it's on theme and on topic. All right. So create really good content and be consistent. Now, I was consistent for years. My thing was I wanted to write 3 blog posts a week. And then I went to 1 blog post a week. And then I was doing lots of lives over on Periscope and everywhere else. And then I was like, okay, I'm at 2 a month. Okay. And then I was like, I'm gonna stop for a second, because it's like 300 blog posts out there. If y'all need something, just go through the blog posts. And then I felt like writing again. So I put on my Facebook page earlier this year. I was like, I feel like writing again. And so I've been pushing out some really good content. Hopefully y'all have been enjoying it. But there's always something to say. There's always something to say, right? And there's always something going on in our respective industries. So you got to figure out what it is. Okay, so let's now get to the Ask Me. Oh, did I talk about monetizing it? See. How to monetize your blog. So I mentioned it earlier. Working with other brands, maybe you do some reviews and you showcase their product and they pay you to do that. Depending on the readership you have, folks are interested in who follows you, right? Who do you have influence over? If we could use that word, who trusts your opinion? Let's use that. Who trusts your opinion? Like for me, I love going to see the Marvel movies because they are always really well done. And so when I leave, I always do a little post about it. Some of my mom friends see it and they're like, oh my gosh, so it was good. All right, I'm going to take my baby to see it. Okay, you thought that was okay for my kid who is 4? Not the Marvel movie necessarily for the 4-year-old, but other things that I've seen. And so that's important. Brands want to know who's listening to you, who trusts your wisdom, your advice. And then can they then pay you to share their product with your audience in some way, shape, form, or fashion? Now, some folks will try to pay you not monetarily, they'll try to pay you in product, and you got to decide if that's all right for you. I worked with a brand before, bless their heart and mind, and the product that they gave me was like $750. But the fee I got was $25 for doing a blog post every time. And that was great because I love the product. Love the product. I was very well done, very good, right? And so the whole entire point that I'm saying to you is you want to first establish your blog, but then I want you to be thinking about how you're going to monetize that ahead of time, ways that you want to monetize that, and kind of get ahead of the curve and create those opportunities. Like I said, watch people who are already doing it. Another way to monetize it is to monetize it by, again, selling your knowledge, your information. So what I sell pretty much is information products. If you've noticed that, I sell books, I have ebooks, I have courses, I do master classes, I have coaching, right? And when somebody works with me one-on-one in coaching, and I will be doing some group coaching, and we have a whole academy coming for single moms, because again, I'm really trying to reach more people and really get you good stuff, right? That really changes your life. Because let me tell you something, if anybody's going through what I went through, I want your time in hell to decrease. Because listen, I had some moments, honey. Listen, flashbacks. But it's so doable and it can be done. So how do we get to the money faster? How do we change our lives with our talents, our skills? That's what you want to be thinking about, right? When you're creating something, who wants this? Who needs this? And that's why it's important to not have your audience be everybody. Because it's not all men and all women. It's not all women. It's not all Black women. It's not all white women. It's not all Hispanic women. It's you need to figure out who you're talking to. And you'll know that when you leap and you get it done and you put it out into the world, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And you start engaging with your audience and the people who are like, oh my gosh, I really like this. This was awesome. You know, talk back to people, ask them why, what else are they looking for? What else would they like to see, right? All right, so I monetize my blog. I've written 2 books, right? They're on Amazon. They're also on my website. Behind the scenes, I have 4 or 5. I have lots of different ways people can send me payments, right? Different companies that I use. And I think I'm actually going to do a post on this, and also on some of the things that I use, some of the resources that I use. And I'm going to put in there, these are my affiliate links. So that, you know, because that's the thing. Back in the day, people used to blog and they didn't tell you that the links you were clicking, they were getting a fee for it. And so my thing is, if I'm going to tell you all about it and some company is going to get new business because of me, then I should get a percentage of it, don't you think? So that's what being an affiliate is. You can be an affiliate for Amazon, lots of companies out there. And so that's another way to monetize your blog, right? There are blogs that are just based on affiliate links. Some people just, their whole thing is go here, go here, go here, go here, okay? And so other ways to monetize your blog, partnerships. Partnering with people, with other folks, doing joint ventures, figuring out all these things I'm throwing out there. There's lots of great information on Google. And then there are lots of other good people I could tell you about as well. Some people use ads. I tried ads in the beginning. I just didn't like the way it looked on my site. There's some sites that are actual media sites. And so it's okay to see ads. We're accustomed to that. There are other mom blogs that have the ads, and you'll see them. They're kind of not so invasive, right? Not so in your face and getting on your nerves, and you got to keep clicking off of them. That's fine. I just happen to not have them on my site, on this particular site. I might have them one day on my Spanish site. Who knows? I might. I'm not against it. Just for kaywandalamb.com, I want y'all to stay on kaywandalamb.com. I want you to get your life, right? Instead of going over here and going over there. All right, what are some other ways to monetize your blog? So, you know, we have people who, they have their presence on Instagram, right? And then you can also have those clickable links on there. It doesn't necessarily have to be on your website. It could be all your other places that you're present on your social. Okay, so that's another piece, right? So when you decide that you're going to be online, I would say take it one step at a time. Right? Create the thing, and then you'll figure out how to add the other piece, and then the other piece, and then the other piece. Because like I mentioned earlier, I have an email newsletter. So then I'm not just writing content for my blog, I'm writing content for my email newsletter. My email newsletter is going out to the people who would like to hear from me in their inbox, right? And then but there are lots of other people who aren't on my email list at kaywandalamb.com. You should be, to get my 9 ways to save money as a single mom, right? For free, little ebook I wrote for you. But also other good things. You get tips from me. You get, pick me ups in your email and encouragement in your email from me. You also get to hear about what I have coming up. I always drop a sale in my email list first, right? And so I always let them know when I have something going on, and especially if it's for a limited time, and I remind them, and so it's just really good to be able to connect with your customer, because the truth is somebody could find your blog one day and we're just all over the place. We're all busy. We're moms. We got, stuff to do. We might forget, like, dang, that was so good. Where was that? Right? And she may not be as techy to go and check her history to see what that blog, where she found you at, and then she's gone. So it's really good to have that set up so that you can keep in touch with folks who enjoy reading your content. Okay, so I hope I helped you. I know I've gone longer than my 30 minutes. Y'all supposed to cut me off. All right, so Shaniqua, get back into it. Hey, Phenomenal Women University, what's up? Hey, Bernita, thank you, boo. Thank you. I'm trying, honey. I appreciate you. You're definitely encouraged, China. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so if that blessed you, give a girl a heart. If you have questions, it is now Ask Me Anything. I hope that really gave y'all some good tips on blogging, my journey of 6 years. Let's see. Will I work with brands again? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And there's lots of opportunity to do so. But I think, we really want folks who are genuine. And so I think it's important to also know that you want to make money from your blog and to be transparent and honest about that. But at the same time, to be genuine and authentic with your audience and really show up and try to give them good value, right? So I have moms and they have kids ranging from just had babies all the way up to maybe grown and out of the house. And so those different age ranges, they need different things, right? And so I try to write content that, hey, if your kids are this little, maybe this is something you can do with them, right? And especially things that I used to do with my boys and stuff that I do with them now. Sometimes we go down to the museum, and trust me, I used to drag them kicking and screaming to go to the museum, and now they're asking, and so they change, they adjust. They're still in their teens, they still live at home. And we go see Marvel movies. We love it. We love it. It's our thing. It's our thing. Like, we went to go see Spider-Man, me and the youngest, and the oldest was like, nah, I'm not going to go. I was like, I'm paying and you don't want to go, right? So later on, he went with a girl. Oh, that's why you didn't want to go with us. Well, we had the time of our lives. And so this is at the age where they could care less to talk to me. But they could care less to talk to me for longer than 2 minutes, right now, because they on these games, living this life, worried about girls and their friends. We legit have real conversations about Marvel movies, okay, and the cinematic universe, And so that's the thing. That's our little thing. It's been 6 years for me too. Do you think people are still reading? Okay, so no, I started 6 years ago and I still blog. Absolutely. I can see it on my Google Analytics, girl. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And if people are still reading yours, if you haven't blogged in 6 years, yes. If you still have it out there, somebody's finding it. Go check your Google Analytics. Absolutely, ma'am. Go look. Hey, Tosh Cosmetics. Hey, boo. How you doing? You know what? And so the thing is, we can get caught up in, when I first started, I was in this group. And I won't say the name. I was going to recommend them for y'all to join, but I'll tell it later. Because there would be these people who would pop in and they would drop negativity in the space because you're excited, you're blogging, you're connecting with people. And then somebody would say, aren't y'all tired of these coaches who have no coaching certification talking about they're going to help people? And I was like, I don't have a coach's certification. Are they talking about me? But I help people and I really know what I'm doing because I've lived it, And so, they drop this negative energy, this negative space. And after a while, you start noticing, okay, every 3 months, somebody comes in with this mess. And let me be clear, there are some people out here getting coins from folks who don't know what they're doing, who are really money hungry, big time hustlers. They're getting rich and then they sit back. I get it. But if you do not have your mindset together, and your purpose, knowing why you're doing what you're doing, it can start making you have imposter syndrome. So no longer look at what, oh, this person has 10,000 views per month and I only have 500. 500 people are checking you out. If it's helping one person, you need to be doing it. Okay. And understand that good energy comes back to you, putting goodness into the world and helping people. Right. And for those moms who take the time to write into me, that blesses my spirit, who respond to my emails, who, go and comment on the blog. Like the world has shifted. And so not a lot of people do a whole bunch of commenting because we're so busy, but we're liking it. And then we'll go and message somebody on social. It's okay. It's okay. I can tell by my analytics how long you stayed on the page and you're reading it. So yes. And so if that's a word I can give anybody, don't look long enough at what other people are doing to get discouraged and to stop doing what you know you want to do and what you need to do. And so before a while, I stopped. I was like, I'm not going to go in that group anymore. And is it me? But my moms are loving my coaching calls and they're having real transformation. And, but that imposter syndrome is real. And you have to know that kind of stuff is going to be out there. And you have to make your decision. What's the line you're going to be on? And if you're on the line of putting goodness into the world, then trust that goodness is going to come back to you. Right. All right. So that was my story on don't let other folks knock your energy around. Okay. Keep your good energy high. And stay focused on what you're building and what you want to do. But don't go fly by the seat of your pants and buy this and buy that and over here and over there. Learn something and implement it. Learn something, implement it. Take action. Take massive action. All right, let's see. Do it. I'll be waiting. Girl, on what? On what? Oh, drop the name. Tell me what you will be waiting on. When did you solidify your domain name? I feel like I get into analysis paralysis. Well, did you reach out to the brands or did they find you? They found me, and I am a part of an amazing group of Black women entrepreneurs. And I met lots of amazing folks along the way because I invested in me by going to conferences. And as you can see, I like people. I like to talk. And so I'm really good at just connecting with folks and figuring out what's good energy and who are good people to talk to. And so I've managed to meet and build an amazing tribe of folks. And that tribe of people don't mind sharing tips and things that they know. And so one of the folks that I am so thankful to know is Lamar Tyler. Him and his wife write a blog, still have that huge, massive, amazing website out there called blackandmarriedwithkids.com. And he has a group on Facebook called Traffic, Sales, and Profit. Within that group, it was me in the beginning and a whole bunch of other folks that were just really powerhouses that he knew. Folks that had written for him, folks he had connected with. And there's another lady by the name of Stacey Ferguson. She has a blogging conference for multicultural, passionate people. You don't have to be Black. It's multicultural. And she is a powerhouse on sponsorships. And because of her, I found out about an agency that works with bloggers who can match you based on your website to brands who are looking for your audience in whatever category, whatever demographics. And she's really cool. So look for her. Her website is, let me see. I think she's made it Stacey Ferguson, but I know she also was Justice Ferguson. Let me see. She is still Justice Ferguson. Stacey Ferguson. And so it's Justice, Justice, Fergie, Fergie.com. And she hosted a conference for 10 years called Blogalicious. She co-founded it in the beginning with another amazing powerhouse that I know, who also Nadia Polycard, who also does, she works with brands and she connects influencers, micro influencers, period, with brands. And she is amazing. I was a guest on her podcast recently, and she's talking about dating over 40. She's hilarious and amazing. And so meeting people like them, okay, connecting with them, talking to them, learning, sharing. I interviewed Stacey for my podcast. Y'all will get to hear my episode with her soon. We're dropping in 2 weeks. It was so good. And so just connecting with people, learning how to talk to people. I'm gonna have to do a whole nother live on how to properly network. Somebody make sure I write that down, how to properly network. I get people all the time saying, can you mentor me? I have 8 websites, 3 businesses, guys, 2 children. I cannot do, I cannot mentor for free because my time is valuable. When I'm over here doing something, I need to be making money over here. You see what I'm saying? So, when you get to a certain level in life where you've arrived, I think that's when people start mentoring for free. And then you have to be selective on who you mentor, because it has to be somebody who is ready and who is going to implement the knowledge that you give them. So asking somebody to mentor you is the wrong word. You need to say, hey, what are your coaching packages? How can I work with you? Right? For you to share with me what you know. Does that make sense? But proper networking, knowing that you're going to a conference or an event with a purpose, knowing that you want to meet, 3, 4, 5 people that are great contacts that you really hit it off with. Just handing somebody your business card. Like I'm standing talking to somebody and people come through and they just hand me their card and they walk off and we're just like, WTF? What is these here? Why did they do that? Say hello. And it's just like, well, I'm gonna put this pretty card in my purse for now, and then later I'm gonna put it in the trash because I don't know this person. That was very rude of them, and they should not have done that. So proper networking is not just, hey, I'm a hairdresser, here, hand me your card and walk off. People do me like that in Walmart and places, and I'm like, hold up, what's wrong? I know we drive, but I mean, dang, sir, really, ma'am? Gosh. And then I'm looking at them and their hair is all over the place. And I'm like, you're a hairdresser? Why is your hair not combed? You should be your walking billboard, So anyway, let me get off of that. But proper networking, connecting with people, wanting to work with somebody, all this knowledge, all these years, all this time, the value that you're going to get from working with somebody is worthy of being paid. And then let's just keep it real. Most of us do not implement that free advice and free knowledge that we get. Just, oh, that was good. And then we just keep saying one day, right? And maybe I will, and then we forget it. Okay, we're more apt to implement and activate when we have invested something in people. And it also shows folks, hey, I appreciate you. I value you, your time, your wisdom, your knowledge. And I know this is going to take me to the next level. Okay, so I'm ready to invest in you. Okay, so I threw that out there because somebody reached out to me recently and I appreciate them. And I was like, okay, so I do coaching. Okay, I do coach single mothers, right? In the areas of dating, you want to build a business, I got you there too. I do parenting and purpose coaching. I do dating confidence coaching, and I can help you with all the behind the scenes from the rooter to the tutor, okay, of setting up your side hustle and business. But that we start with a discovery call. That's 20 minutes of my time for free, where I'm going to tell you, what I have to offer that's going to solve your problem once you tell me what your problem is and what you need. And then I build what you need around what you just told me. Everybody's program is different. Every single mom needs something different, right? And so I'm working with you one-on-one doing this, and then you need to implement, and then I'm holding you accountable, and we got checkpoints. So that costs money, right? That takes time. Listen, honey, listen. Y'all loving these pictures I got and this beautiful website. That costs money. That took time, right? I had to invest in me to level up. Right? So just know, like I said in one of these that I did a few weeks ago, you need to be setting aside a budget. If you want to build a business or a side hustle, because when you want to start elevating your blog, you're going to want to get a different theme. You're going to want to, get different hosting. You're going to need to figure out who's going to be your CRM. Okay, how are you going to send emails to your customer? How are you going to collect payments? All those different entities, all those softwares as a service, those SaaS, SaaS companies, they're going to charge. Y'all hear them having a good time? Those boys. Can y'all hear them? They're cracking up laughing back there on something. Anyway, the point that I'm saying to you is do it. Just know that it's going to take time. It's going to take energy. And when it's really what you're supposed to be doing, you don't mind if you're in a club with your friends on your phone, typing up a good blog post that's going to change your reader's life, which was me, right? All right. So if y'all got questions about things other than blogging, let a girl know. Or listen, we've been doing the doggone thing for about 57 minutes. Preach. Oh, you got some, you have some peach trying to stay dry, keep spreading your message. Oh, thank you. You got some peach to rock. Well, we're all jealous right now. Encouraging, the struggle is real. Yes. Just, you know what? Just go and make sure that Google is reading it and put it back out there. Take a link to the blog post and put it on your social and say, hey, would you guys mind reading this? This is something that I really wanted to put into the world, and, share it on your Facebook. I mean, you have friends and people who would like to read what you're saying. I took a long break. Imposter syndrome is definitely an issue for me. I have to put the blinders on. Yes. I mean, it's so real because, one of the true testaments to surviving in any business is your ability to push through and be consistent. It happened to me. It happens to us all, right? But what I realized is when I needed to take a break, I realized that Lamar Tyler also says this. He has this quote. He's amazing. If y'all are in this group, you need to get into it. And then join mine. Hello. Why are you not in Winning Single Moms? But he always says done is better than perfect. So when you want to go to another level, you have to level up, and you have to start, as TDJ says, you got to flock. Eagles flock with eagles. They're not down, they're flocking with chickens. So when you want to soar, when you want to rise, you got to change your circle. You got to get with different people who are rising. This week I went to Playa del Carmen, and like I told y'all, it was a work day. It wasn't like a vacay. We had a little fun. We saw the city, went shopping. It was hot. Okay. Hacía calor allí, okay? It was hot there, but it was a work day. And so what that meant for me is I'm with people who we're focused on creating what takes our businesses to the next level and doing the work to get there, right? And so even in my house where my children are older and some of y'all got little bitty ones, and I was there too. I said 6 years ago, that meant one was 13 and the other one was 11. Okay, I got all these different practices and these clubs. These people were in regular school football, and I'm taking them to these summer leagues. So my life wasn't easy, and I still had to balance mom time. But you know what I was doing while they were out there practicing? I'm always doing what I got to do, and I'm looking up and I'm yelling and I'm being supportive and I'm loving and I'm in the moment. Everybody can't multitask like me, but I can. Does it make sense? And so I just say to you, what are you willing to give up now to do what needs to be done? Or how can you block your time and say, I'm going to give my blogging 2 hours a day, 5 days a week of my time. I'm going to build it based off of that. I'm going to create a schedule. I'm going to give myself a date for launch. I'm not going to let imposter syndrome get in the way. I'm going to commit to creating one piece of good content, whether it's a live like Kaywanda just did on Facebook, where she's also on Instagram, and she can then put this up on her YouTube and it'll bless somebody, right? Or I can cut it up and share the good parts, right? It's totally up to you. Or is it a blog post, or is it something that you put on your Facebook business page? You decide. Let me see. China's question was, when did I decide on the name? So the first name was Single Parenting is Hard.wordpress.com. And that's long. And don't nobody really want to type in .wordpress.com. No one really wants to do that. But they'll do that for you in the beginning when they find you. And most of your readers will probably be on WordPress, because it allows folks who are on WordPress who also have blogs to kind of see all the other ones that are out there, right? But when you want to start reaching other folks in the world, all over the world, and I love looking at my analytics, Japan and Jamaica and Indonesia and all these places that I've never, been, and New Zealand and, the UK, all this stuff comes up, Canada, Alaska. You can see where people are reading your content, people you may never meet in real life, but hopefully it's blessing them, right? And then so you have your spam blocker set up so it's not spammy people, right? And what was the point? I'm losing it. I've been doing this an hour. Somebody tell me what's talking about. Oh, China. She said, when did you decide to change your name? Okay, so back to it. It was singleparentingisHard.wordpress.com. And then I made it the Do It Anyway blog. I titled the blog the Do It Anyway blog, because remember, that's my mantra, that's my motto. I believe I'm going to always be successful. I believe I'm going to always win. I want you to do the same. So everything is always do it anyway, no matter if it sucks. Sometimes we need to take naps. Sometimes we need to just say, forget it all. So I also say that as well. And then there are those days where we need to push through. So when I started really getting serious and talking to my other blogger friends who had businesses that were making plenty of money, they were like, yeah, no, nobody wants to type that in. We don't know who you are. No. And now you want to go and you already know you want to be an author. You're writing this book, it's going to come out. Why don't you just make it your name? And that's what I did, KaywandaLamb.com. I was like, but no, people are accustomed to the do it anyway blog, and they're accustomed to single parenting. It's hard.wordpress.com. And then they all gave me the side eye. So I had to look long term and say, who do I want to be in my future? Well, I want to be author, speaker, coach, transformational strategist to single mothers, 3-time business owner. You understand? Podcaster, Kaywanda Lamb. You understand? And so I had to name my website that, and the rest is history. Does that make sense? So I want you to get serious about why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, kind of put a strategy together and a plan. And if you need help, holler at your girl. We can put together a coaching package. If you don't need 3 months, if you just need a couple of calls, let me know. We'll work it out. And do your research. There's lots of information out there, All right. So any other Ask Me Anythings? Dating, parenting, children. Did you reach out to the brands or did they find you? I think I answered that one. Have I ever reached out to any brands? So I will say yes to that. I will say yes that I have reached out to some brands, because for me to write for blackandmarriedwithkids.com, I reached out to them and their brand, and they're a friend of, we're cool. I've been a member of their Facebook group for a while. I wrote for them. I think I wrote for them in 2016. And I had this idea for a blog post that I wanted to write for them. So I reached out and I pitched it and they liked it. And what you do when you do that, when you want to write for another site, you have to be aware of the kind of content that they like on their site. You need to do your research to see what's already out there, right? And know that it's something that their audience would be interested in, because Black and Married, hey, I write for single parents. Okay, so they write for, all right, y'all, sorry, Instagram, it just ended on its own over there. So we'll move that. So you have to know who you're writing for. You have to know who their audience is, and you have to bring something that you know is going to help their brand out, because people actually like when they get guest posts if they're a media agency, right? If they have lots of different content on their site, that helps them. That helps their folks who typically write for them not to have to write that piece of content because you did it. Okay, and it gets a little link back to your site and adds some credibility, right? That you don't just write for your site. So if you're interested, you can definitely reach out to people. But everybody wants to know what's in it for me. People asking me, can they write for my site? And I typically, I have a few guest posts. Most of what's on my site was written by me, right? And I have a few people who I allow to guest post for me, and who guest post for me over the years. And that's because I trust them and they know my audience, and they know I'm very covetous of what I put in front of my single moms, right? Because we're very impressionable and it has to be in line with what I believe, right? Because it's my blog, it's my website. And so I'm not gonna, people can do what they wanna do. I'm celibate, I've been celibate 5 years, so I'm not gonna have a post that says, girl, go get your freak on. Now you can, because you're grown. That's your body, that's you. I'm just not going to be promoting it because that's not something I do. Does it make sense? And so I always leave room for however you want to live your life by saying, you grown, do what you want to do, right? But I'm not going to post. So somebody who wants to promote condoms, wants me to, I'm not the ideal candidate. I'm not in a relationship, a serious relationship. I'm not currently active. I would not be a good person to review, to have any kind of messaging around it. The only thing that I'm gonna be good for is what's the positivity of birth control, the effects it has on the skin over here, honey, right? Things like that, and why I think it's important to be abstinent. I'll be great for a campaign like that. Does that make sense? And that was a wild example, but I wanted to show you just why I need to control the content that's on my site. And so you have to decide, who you want to write for and why you want to write for them, and make sure it connects. Make sense? Make sense? All right. So if there are no other questions, She said, that's so good. Thank you. Definitely will do. Okay, awesome. All right. I know we've been on a while. I meant to do like 30 minutes. Y'all know I can talk and teach. So I'm going to let y'all have an amazing evening. Thank you for joining me over here on Mom Chat. Remember that my Single Mom Success Bundle is actually still $17. It's going to be regular $47, but I haven't changed the price yet. And you can find it at my store on katie.sales.com. I'll type it in down there in the comments. It really is going to help bless your spirit. If you don't already have it, you need to grab it. And also at kaywandalamb.com, there's so much goodness coming out. You want to definitely get on the email list over there so that you can know when the academy opens, because it's coming. I'm so excited. And so I really, sat back and I said, moms are asking me about, how did you start? How did you do this? Well, I've been doing this 6 years. I would like it not to be 6 years for you to figure out what you want to do and how to do it. And so to really give you that support, the documents you need, the work through the steps, right, to really build something that's lasting and that helps you and your family, right? And some of y'all just need to just hit go. Some of y'all just need to put it into the atmosphere and then you can work it, right? And so some of us are closer than others, but if you are looking for a great community to get started, to find some support, I have a free Facebook group. It's called Winning Single Moms. Now, I do check your profile. I would like for you to answer those 3 questions when you click to join. And I'll go over there now because I see we got some folks waiting. And the thing about these communities is don't just join like a bunch of groups and don't get active. Join and get active and get to know people. And so you'll see that there are lots of women in there who participate every time. They're asking questions. They're coming and getting what they need. And so don't just sit back and lurk. Join in. And you'll find that we're a loving, supportive community. We don't run and tell other folks' business. It's private. It's closed for a reason. And we are not a salesy, promotional kind of group. So if that's what you're looking for, this is not the good one, okay? Because there I do some teaching and sharing things that I don't do over here. And like I said, you can get a little bit more of my attention and some of this good wisdom, and then also collectively wisdom from the other moms. All right. So, hey, I've enjoyed doing this mom chat today. I hope you let us know what your blogs are. Come back and post them down here so we can check them out if you've already launched a blog. If this blessed you, leave a girl a little note. If you're catching it on the replay, hit replay. Right? Give us a heart. Tell us where you're from. And just like keep pushing, right? Keep pushing, because this is your life. This is your life. You get one. I'm trying to find the lighting. Okay. Y'all see that? My little hair giving me a little shadow. I'm trying to just tell you to keep pushing. This is your life. You get one of them. It's you and your babies. You got to make this plan and you got to walk it out. Okay. You got to make this plan and you got to walk it out. So whatever it is, decide on it, stick to it, and go get it. God bless you. I pray you have a beautiful week this week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all. Bye.